since Happy's Place is a bar, if you could describe yourself as a drink, what drink would it be and why? Doesn't have to
Oh,
be alcoholic.
yeah. That's a great question because it's not my favorite drink. Is what drink am I? I feel like I would be espresso martini just because I feel like I'm half made out of coffee. Like I just drink probably like 6, 7 cups a day. So I think like half my bloodstream is coffee. Hydration is non-existent in my body. Like I have a coffee here right now because I need so much coffee. So maybe I'm espresso martini or like some okay, maybe not espresso martini, maybe like a coffee liqueur. You know those coffee liqueur
Ooh.
that are like maybe I'm that, yeah.
Yeah, like a Bailey's mixed with something, you
Uh-huh.
know.
Like
Yeah,
one of those
okay.
that are like just like coffee and aperitif or something like that.
Yeah, and you don't realize that you're consuming an excessive amount of alcohol there because it's so sugar. No,
Yeah.
anyway,
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
a me
They're
problem,
like,
not a
oh,
no.
let's have dessert. And then
Yeah.
you're like drunk.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, what do you admire most about Steve?
Oh, I admire his, well, two things. His wit. I feel like I've gotten to know his wit. He's much sharper than I am. So his wit a lot. And then admire or maybe something that I connect with him, which is what I it's always been my entry point, and it's like how he's like in therapy, like he's not letting like he's willing to work on the stuff he needs to work and he's pushing himself and he wants to try the new thing that's gonna get him out of his comfort zone. That's admirable because sometimes it's hard to wanna improve and he does.
Emotionally, what has been the most fun and challenging part of making the show?
Emotionally, I think just being able to like I don't know, like multicam sitcoms, it's a different process than other TV. They say famously it's the best schedule on TV because you kind of arrive at normal hours and leave at normal hours. However, there is something, at least for a performer, that it feels like you're on every day.
Mm,
And maybe it's different, like on a normal TV show where the lead has to go in every day and do a lot of scenes and stuff. I usually am like more supporting so far that I just come in some days. That's to say, here we're on all the time. We're
mm.
always on set. We're always rehearsing. We have a run through at the end of the day. So it kind of feels like you're always performing it. So you're always on. So that I'd say that's the hardest thing.
Yeah, so usually I ask these in the reverse order, but so logistically then, because obviously there are a lot of components that, not every performer's had to deal with, and it's kind of, I don't want to say like phasing out, but there's not as many like this format shows and multicam, et cetera, anymore. So what has been the most like interesting adjustment for you as a performer been?
Well, yes, that would be one of the things, and then the live aspect of it.
Yeah.
I also wanted to do a live action sitcom with an audience, and it's a dream come true. And it is though really funny just finding that audience and then putting the show to the test. It feels like you're opening a theater play every night and you're like closing it at the same time. You're figuring out which jokes work. It's great when one works. It's super great when it works and you have it and you get to try something different. So that's been amazing.
Working in an ensemble like this, what is the kind of like attitude that helps make like everything work on set, right? Because like we know Reba is Reba, but like all of you are such important components to the show. And so what do you all do as like I don't know if there's like rituals or like the
We
reading of the process, like how do you all kind of cohesively come together?
we always start the day with a 1, 2, 3, have fun, and we remind each other to have fun. You can tell everyone has their little process on how they go about it.
Yeah.
However, it's built in it in this format that you rehearse it every day and you kind of can see how everyone's different approach to it. But it's funny you say the Reba thing, it does come from the top. And I have learned so much from Reba, not only about how to approach sitcoms because she's such a master about it. It's between her and Melissa. I'm like taking all the cues. uh but then just how to be like a fantastic number one or leader, and I'm not
Yeah.
even like star or whatever. It's just like how to be a leader.
Yeah.
And it with
I mean,
giving
she's
every
first on the call sheet, I assume.
person, but like more than that is like it's just really any job, like anything. If you're
Yeah.
just generous and you give everyone space, everyone's gonna do their best work. God, I've learned so much from her in that aspect. It is just a delight to go to work because of that. And it just gives you like the possibility to fail. It allows you
Mm,
to try stuff. Like if you
yeah.
feel like work's gonna it's precious and someone's keeping it up there, then I feel like it creates an environment of fear. It's not at all. So that's great.
This is a much broader question, but I am really curious. What is the first time, if ever, you felt represented on screen?
I think when Sofia Vergara was in Modern Family was a
Mm.
moment that I was like very much like it wasn't the ideal of Colombians as like, everything that has to do with like drugs, which is not the most appealing, is not something people in Colombia are proud of, but it's something that got portrayed a lot. Um, and I love Shakira, and she was huge in the world, and of course she broke so many
Is
barriers. I
Shakira
feel like
is huge in
is
the
is huge in the world. Like I'm gonna go see her twice this summer. So, but maybe I was younger when I like to understand the magnitude of how big it was her crossover and
Mm.
representation was. Is I guess what I'm trying to say. Because I was in Colombia experiencing it, so it just felt like she was a Colombian star. However, I was grown enough to see Sofia Vergara in Modern Family and be like, oh, this is a very good way of representation, and I understood it. Yeah.
I love it.